Sometimes the music of Beethoven is just plain rude. One definition of rude is abruptly and unpleasantly forceful, and this passage certainly fits that description. This is the opening of the fifth movement, the Presto, from Beethoven's extraordinary late string quartet in C sharp minor, opus 131, completed in 1826, the next to last year of his life. The four loud cello notes are shocking, and equally shocking is the bar of complete silence that follows. Then the whole quartet takes up the opening idea. They play quietly until the end of the phrase when they shout out their last five notes. The rudeness of this passage is even more obvious in the context of the entire quartet. The fourth movement of the string quartet is a beautiful, extended theme and variations, lyrical and gentle. Here's how it begins. The long theme and variations movement concludes quietly and serenely, which makes Beethoven's popping of our balloon even more shocking. Most of the best-known examples of Beethoven's rudeness are very serious, as in the iconic opening to his Fifth Symphony, when he gets right in our face, grabs us by the lapels, and says, "Shut up and listen to what I have to say to you." Here, the unison playing by the whole orchestra, the forceful reuse of the same four-note motive over and over, and the lengthy pauses all get our attention. Beethoven is demanding that we listen to what he has to say. Another example of Beethoven's serious rudeness is the intensity of the opening of the F minor string quartet, opus 95, the Serioso Quartet. In the two opening gestures here, the unison scale passage and then the jagged leaping octaves shared by all four string players, we get that sense of drama and desperate intensity that inhabits some of Beethoven's greatest and most powerful music. But some of my favorite examples of rudeness in Beethoven come when he's being funny, as in the last two movements of one of my absolute favorite pieces, the Symphony No. 2 in D major. Here's the opening of the scherzo, of course meaning joke. Listen to the unexpected alternations of loud and soft. The joke, of course, is that Beethoven breaks the implied contract with the audience that would have reigned in the music of Mozart and Haydn, namely that loud and soft would alternate in predictable ways. Here, Beethoven goes loud, soft, 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 loud in bar 8, shocking us. And moreover, that eighth bar butts up against the loud beginning of the repeat of the pattern, making it all the funnier. In the fourth movement, the abruptly and unpleasantly forceful outburst is this motive. It's actually a double whammy, two separate gestures that together outline the dominant seventh chord. So the movement doesn't begin on the tonic. We have dum and then da-dum-bum. And we can almost view them as the rude moment and the reaction to it. It's easy to hear these two parts in the motive. Strikingly, much of this movement doesn't use these rude motives at all. Instead, it concentrates on the kind of energetic, dynamic, forceful music that we have heard already in the first movement of this symphony. But every time the main theme returns, Beethoven teases us and misdirects us with uses of the flip and the turn motive in a variety of contexts. In this much more serious and intense developmental passage, the music builds on the two-note flip motive, which suddenly becomes playful just before the return. And here the retransition returns to the two parts of the rude opening quietly and in the wrong key before suddenly and abruptly correcting themselves. The final bits of rudeness and humor come in Beethoven's lengthy coda. At first, it appears that the two parts of the opening have been domesticated as they're played together, swinging harmlessly back and forth between tonic and dominant. But of course, Beethoven and the motive are not finished with their tricks. After a loud unison F sharp, he teases us until the music explodes into its energetic final cadences, which are a fitting ending to this most energetic, even testosterone-filled symphony. The Second Symphony is a truly great work, a masterpiece of early Beethovenian energy and drama. And its finale is a masterpiece of rudeness. Thanks for watching.